Open this goddamn door. Open the door.
This footage was captured in Anchorage, Alaska. This woman walks towards a neighbor's door using a long towel to hide the short sickle knife with her. She appeared to know the owner of the house because, as she walked to the door, she talked, hoping someone would respond, but what she got was a response from the doorbell auto reply.
I know you're home.
Thanks for stopping by. If you'd like to leave a message, you can do it now.
After the prompt message, no one knows why she got so provoked. She got pissed and took her time pouring the anger on the doorbell camera. Using the knife and her strength, she tried to remove the camera. Luckily, the homeowner was not home to see this scary daylight display of violence. This is a clip showing a hit-and-run driver. The question is, could this collision be intentional, or what could have happened here? Perhaps the driver was sleeping or drunk. Whatever it is, the driver was moving at a very high speed before running into the parked car. They justified it. However, the good news is, no one was injured in the crash. The street camera caught a man approaching two police officers. Suddenly, he pulled out a knife and tried to stab one of the others. You can see the knife, long and flashy. The police were quick to avoid getting stabbed, and he had to shoot the road attacker on his leg. The roadside attacker got what he deserved. This footage was recorded in St. Petersburg, Florida. Though we're unable to hear these three women chit-chat, one thing we know is they must have had some diss going on. This is one of the disturbing moments that are really scary. The lady who looked more provoked threw a stone and a rock at the other woman, who dropped from her bike. This could have led to emergency treatment if one of those objects had landed on the head of the woman who dropped off. This man appeared to know where the house doorbell security camera was, and he deliberately didn't look through it to avoid being recorded. That's not scary though, but the shock in which he shot directly at the door doesn't look like a toy. This is an example of a man you don't want to have in your residence. This next footage is quite alarming. In an apartment in Ceres, California, a homeowner was stalked. As he entered his porch, he was followed by 3 gunmen. These robbers followed him in, asking what his name was, just to make him cooperate. But the frightened homeowner could barely say a word. Then they went in with him.
What's your name? Hold on, I'm opening. Hold on. There's kids in the house? Yes, please. Hey, Robert, that's all I asked for, bro. Where's the money at? Where's everybody at? Where's everybody out? Transit department.
After a few seconds, another set of 3 gunmen came into the house as well. One of these spotted the doorbell camera and destroyed it. Although no residents were hurt, these thieves went with valuables and cash worth over $2,000. When you walk down the street alone, make sure to watch your back. Police officers chased a suspect to an apartment. As the suspect went out of sight, one of the officers approached the nearby apartment thinking the house doorbell camera might have captured the suspect, and his guess was right. Although the friendly homeowner was never aware that the men were in pursuit, were actually in her garage. As she checked the backyard camera, she found the suspect to be hiding inside her trash can.
He's in my dumpster in my backyard. He's in my trash can by my garage. Because
fuck out. I'm sorry.
Then she notified the police, who went after him and got him arrested. This might not seem scary, but when you see how fast the suspect ran to escape from the police, that should be enough to tell you how fearsome the criminal was. After a late night out with friends, this innocent woman was ambushed and robbed by a group of armed men on their front porch.
Don't move. Okay. Go ahead.
Your key.
Here. Here. Okay. Go ahead.
The woman got robbed, and when her sister answered the door for her, she told her to call the police immediately, and that she was being robbed. It's a good thing that she wasn't beaten or hurt in any way, although the thieves stole her phone and $200 in her wallet. This is one terrifying sight. These three hoodie-armed gangsters meant no good as they approached the apartment from the back door. The front man's kick must weigh 50 kilograms, or the door is just too weak. Whichever it was, it took just a kick to get the door open. Then they went in. This is all the camera could capture, but we do hope the residents are safe. These two scumbags approached the apartment. While the innocent-looking one went to the door to knock, the other fiery dude who had hidden this whole time burst out of nowhere and used his kicks to try to force the door open.
Open this goddamn door. Since we wet my ass. Open this door. Bitch ass niggas. Open this goddamn door. Open the door.
Thankfully, the door was too strong for his cricket kicks. As the camera captured their faces, it was easy for the homeowner to report them to the police, and they were arrested some days after. This Tampa Bay man pulled an AR-style gun when he saw a stranger parked in his driveway. From the look of things, the homeowner holding his AR-style gun looked like someone who might pull the trigger. Luckily, he didn't. The driver, on the other hand, seems to be enjoying every bit of moment. The thing is, don't be so calm when you're on someone else's property.
You're not allowed to block my driveway. Don't be a prick.
I said I'll move.
You think I'm playing?
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Yeah. Your daughter better take record of how stupid her father is.
Yeah, all right.
Keep recording.
All right.
If it goes online, your ass will be sued too. I ain't got nothing.
That's from my sister.
I'm telling her to cut this off.
Anyone can become aggressive and go off board. Also, pulling a gun at the slightest provocation is just as weird and life-threatening. This is not a war zone.
I am going to do whatever. This is my property. I'll do what I want.
If I say
Do not block somebody's driveway.
A serviceman was called to fix the gas line. Maybe he forgot to turn off the gas, or he left without doing a proper job. After a few minutes of fixing it, it blew up. It was a scary moment in the Netherlands, but it was later found out that everyone in the apartment was safe. No doubt that pit bulls are very intolerant of other dogs, and this footage just proved it right. These two pit bulls on a leash went after the Maryland woman who went for a walk with their golden retrievers. It's a difficult situation seeing how the woman struggles to save her dogs and herself. However, the woman was fortunate enough to escape with her dogs after some time. Though the golden retrievers were injured, the woman was left unscathed. This clip shows two strange armed men trying to rob an apartment. You can hear the massive kicks on the door. They couldn't get the door open and had to leave when one of the other thieves noticed the doorbell camera. Authorities on Thursday, May 4th, released a doorbell and body-worn camera footage from North Ogden, Utah. It's about a man identified as Jeffrey Robert. Jeffrey had reportedly driven from California with a van packed with 2 guns, hundreds, of rounds of ammunition and road flares to the Utah home. The clip was filmed on April 27, 2023. It showed Jeffrey arriving at the front door and ringing the bell twice while waiting for someone to answer. During this time, he can be seen adjusting something hidden in the left side of his sweater. His brother, Scott Roberts, whose voice could be heard behind the camera, opened the door. Jeffrey suddenly fatally shot his brother and his wife.
Well, how long's she been there? About a year. Really?
A neighbor who happened to be home on hearing of the shootings called 911. On arrival, police officers engaged in a shooting with Jeffrey, who got hit. Though they rescued the situation, lives were lost. What a tragedy. This is a bit unnerving to see on a doorbell camera. This angry woman knew that there was a security camera, and she wasted no time. Perhaps she wanted to get rid of the camera before carrying out her deeds. So she pulled out a lighter and lit the fire on a camera. As nothing happened, she gave up, then just became pissed. After a few days, it was discovered that this woman was at Sundance, wandering around people's properties and breaking into their cars. This weird man is believed to be under the influence of lysergic acid dithylamide, known also as LSD. This is a drug that alters mental reasoning, and as you can see, he really must have lost it. He is knocking on a neighbor's door at 5:14 in the morning.
I know, but there's a huge snake in the sky. It's humongous. I'm not kidding. I need a witness. I know, I just need a witness. I don't have my phone's dead and no one's gonna be able to know. Alright, I understand, but thank you.
If you are going to open your door to strangers, this is not someone you want to choose. This homeowner must be so busy not to notice the motion on the doorbell camera. Thankfully, these good folks who were driving by were quick to notice that the balcony had caught on fire. The fire wouldn't have burnt only the balcony. It could have probably gone beyond to cover the entire apartment. Since the fire was still at its early stage, it's good news that it was quickly quenched. This is a quick reminder to always check your doorbell motions alert. This frightening footage was captured in Philadelphia, PA, where an unknown man was chased down the street and shot. The shot man lay on the road and cried for help until one finally came. This was at a broad day murder, and the shot man didn't make it before the medics arrived. In this new footage, a neighbor shared this video of a person who was hanging out on her front porch. The weird man stayed on the property without any attempt to break in and stayed saying inaudible things.
Scary. Scary. I seen it. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm hungry, man.
The homeowner said it was the first time the man would appear on her camera, and the stranger was not from a nearby building, but his neck and hand tattoos showed he's not just weird but also dangerous. This footage is from an unknown location, and it showed a man on the left holding a gun while trying to warn his opponent that the gun moves faster and does more damage than a few punches.
Run down and scrap like a man, bitch. Scrap like a man, bitch. Put your
However, the man on the right kept saying, "Drop the gun and fight like a man." He was shot in the ankle and cried for help. The thing is, would you confront a man holding a pistol? This woman tried to break into an apartment in Chorlton, Manchester. She knocked at first, then as there was no one to open up, she went back to the position she started from. While doing all of this, she never noticed the Ring doorbell camera. When she finally did, she tried to make off with the camera. Honestly, why do invaders try to keep trying to get rid of security cameras? After staggering and ringing the doorbell camera for more than 30 seconds, this weird drunkard got a reply from the homeowner. The homeowner asked him what he wanted, but the drunkard kept saying, "Turn it off." We presume he wanted the homeowner to turn off the camera.
What do you want? Turn it off. What do you want? Turn it off. There's gonna be.
Better go away.
People here.
Better go away.
I'm gonna be here, no matter what.
What?
I'm gonna be here no matter what.
How about if I get a gun? You want to see that?
I don't care.
When the homeowner asked him to leave, the invader simply replied that he was going to remain there no matter what. Can you imagine the boldness? Even when the house owner threatened him with a gun, he said he didn't care.
Bro.
Get the out of here.
Bro! You tell me. You tell me. You got me right here.
In Tallahassee, Florida, this unwanted invader went to the home when the owner was at work. He got an automatic reply from the doorbell security camera to drop a message. When asked to drop a message, he said he found 8 million cats in their house, and later said the cats were 8 million trillion in the house.
We can't answer the door right now, but if you'd like to leave a message, you can do it now.
Yeah, there's like 8 million cats in your house. So, you know, 80 million trillion cats.
Then, he was going to get it out for them. What was that about? Well, the man seems to be the only person who can answer this. He then approached the door, then tried the door passcode, then walked away. 8 million trillion cats? Was he under the influence of something? This odd neighbor was caught vandalizing a property while the owner was at work. The invader's brain seems not to be in the right position, saying this because he tried breaking into the apartment, then rang the doorbell. Afterwards, he went away with a doormat which he stuffed in the hallway window. The owner later wrote that people should not be on the lookout for this weird man. It's pretty uncommon to have zombie humans walk up to your door out of nowhere, but it happened in Portland, Oregon anyway. This weird man walked to a door and was spewing rubbish. He stood there for a pretty long time before moving closer to the door.
I swear. I swear. I swear. Ha. 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 Hua. Ah. Hua.
The homeowner asked if he needed to be at a hospital. Of course he needs to be. Where else should he be? The zombie man looked to be on some sort of drugs, and thankfully the homeowner made the wise decision to stay out of trouble by remaining indoors. This dude was caught trying to steal a doorbell camera while using a birthday card to hide his face from being recorded. Eventually, the camera got his face recorded, and the doorbell was hard to get off its grips. We don't know what his missions were, but now that we know his face, we will get him arrested. Garrison, the homeowner here, used a rope to carefully tie his bike to a pole, just close to his doorbell camera. This bike thief came prepared holding a metal cutter and trying to get away with the bike. Fortunately, he was unable to get past the bike rope, and Garrison was home to use a two-way talk just to prevent the thief from further attempts.
Hey, what you doing? You trying to steal it?
This fella came through the back door and tried using multiple keys to unlock another apartment. He must be an expert, but he failed. While at it, he kept talking to himself and repeatedly saying, "Yeah, I can hear you."
Hello? Yeah. Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you.
We believe it was a trick to fool passerbys into suspecting that he's trying to break into an apartment. When you see this man near your apartment, don't hesitate. Just call the cops. An expert driver, a heavy-duty technician, and a load carrier. These are the three men you were looking at. The only person missing is probably a hacker who would have gotten rid of this clip. To the story, they must have gotten complete intel information about this container, but they went to the location at night. Knowing the container's lock would be an issue, they fixed a chain to its handle and attached the chain to the Jeep. Then the driver moved the Jeep while unlocking the door in the process. They went in, carried all the machines and engines, then zoomed off. Sadly, these are tools a deceased dad left for his son.